Hi everyone, and welcome back to Frost Creek. I'm Ben Welsh, your head golf professional, continuing our little video series, and if you stick around, we're going to build on those little wedge bouncing tricks of the trade. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about weight shift, weight transfer, why it's important, and then a couple things that you could do maybe to check yours out or to improve it a little bit. So going back to our very first video about posture, we used a little bit of an exercise throwing the club over our elbows like this, just crossing our arms and being able to turn our hips and shoulders so that one end of the club points down at the ball, and then as we shift through, pointing the other end of the ball. Now, what you might notice as I do that, and when I turn my hips and shoulders back, I've pointed the end of the club at the ball, but almost all of my weight is back here on my right side. My right heel is still flat on the ground as I'm here. And now then as I unwind my lower and upper bodies together, I get to pointing the other end of the club at the ball, and most of the weight is now in my front foot. Now, some people have the tendency not to shift their weight. We might see them turn back this way, but then have this tendency to hang back here on their right side, trying to unwind their upper body or making a swing where they sort of swing just your arms. We get to here and then swing just our arms, and you see most of my weight stayed here, right? So a big part of this is starting in good posture, but then teaching our body how to shift weight into our right foot and through to our left. Now I'm going to steal a little drill from an old master professional teaching friend of mine, and take a sand wedge here, face up, and sort of place that under the heel of my right foot. Now as I cross this club across my chest again, as I turn back this way, you should see that club stay pointed up in the air, and I've got this end of the club pointed down at the ball. As I start to unwind and my weight shifts down and through to my left side, you see my right heel come up and that club drop to the ground. Okay, so just a way to prove to yourself maybe that you've gotten that weight over to your left side and that your right heel comes off the ground. Now, if we just take that club out for a minute, I'd like to take the second improvement that happens with good weight shift, and that's really just having good rhythm and balance through your golf swing. And so I'm going to take my stance here and sort of make some what I call connected practice swings, swinging backward and forward, backward and forward. And as I do these, I'm focusing more on my weight shift than really what swing I'm making. Feeling my weight going into my right foot, through to my left, into my right, through to my left. And really why this is important is that when we use the big muscles of our body to create weight shift and weight transfer, we also are creating good rhythm whereby we swing our hands and arms with our body. Now, we could take that into play again using this wedge concept, and as I put that under my right heel, push this ball out of the way, and as I make this swing back and forth, you should feel that club fall out of there. Now you'd have to reset here, back, and through. And again, just in practice swings, feeling not only that you do get that club to drop, but when. And it should be as you come down through impact, having shifted your weight all the way to your front leg. Okay? Now moving to a bit of a training aid, and you may have seen the orange whip advertised on TV. Now this is a great tool just for creating rhythm and sort of forcing weight shift. Part of the trick is that it's really flexible. The other part is that it's pretty heavy. And so this, in a way, will force us into a longer, smoother weight transfer, having to use our big muscles to shift whole body backward and forward. Again, creating good rhythm in a swing that you can repeat over and over. Now, if we just take this into some regular full swings, I've got 9-iron here. I'm going to set up. I'm a big fan of taking practice swings, even on the driving range. Finding good rhythm first, and then stepping into the ball here. Thinking about that weight transfer, going back to my right and through to my left. Okay? Now, just to show a sort of poor example, what we often see is somebody off balance at finish, maybe when they haven't shifted their weight as well. So if I go back, hang back here to my right side, you can see I'm a little off balance and out of posture. Most of my weight here and that right heel flat on the ground. So again, what I would do to reinforce that is take a couple of practice swings, connected swings, backward and through, and now step into the ball, repeat that motion. Back and through. Okay, again, finish nice and tall, balanced, and with that right heel off the ground. Keep those things in mind this spring as you're warming up, either inside or outside. We'll see you back here at Frost Creek to get started this summer. Okay, we're back, and has become tradition here. We're going to keep working on this theme of bouncing your ball on the wedge, maybe a little hand-eye coordination, and maybe it's time to get a little trickier with it. So last time we talked about being able to scoop it up off of the ground and then to bring it to a stop on the wedge. So today let's take it up a notch and just be able to change the timing of it. So we can go low and fast. We can go a little higher and slower, okay? Just find what's most comfortable and then be able to challenge yourself a little bit. Throw it up high once. See if you can catch it. Ooh, off the bounce. All right. So I'm going to add in my last little favorite trick here, which I call kind of the reverse bounce, and that being kind of jamming it off the ground, getting it to bounce back up. Let's see how we do. Oh, almost had it. Okay, we'll scoop this one up. It's hard. This mat's kind of soft here. There we go. Let's try it one more time. There. Works pretty well on concrete or maybe on a harder floor in your house, but keep working on those. We'll see you back here next time at Frost Creek.